Junichi Masuda is the most known member in charge of the Pokemon franchise, so if you had him in front of you right now, what would you say to him? What would he tell you? I was wondering what I would do, and I came up with 10 questions I would love answers to. Well, that's assuming that we can understand each other. Let's start right away. Question number 10. Why can Kadabra evolve despite having an Everstone? For some reason, Kadabra evolves into Alakazam even if it has an Everstone, an item that is supposed to prevent Pokemon from evolving. This has been happening since the 4th generation and it still happens in Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon, so it doesn't seem to be a glitch. Maybe it has something to do with Uri Geller. In case you don't know, Uri Geller is a magician who sued Nintendo because of the similarities between him and Kadabra. You see, Kadabra's Japanese name is Jungerer, which sounds really similar to Uri Geller. Also, the katakana of Kadabra is similar to the translation of Uri Geller to Japanese. They both use spoons, and we all know that Pokédex entry that talks about the boy being turned into a Kadabra. Things are more complicated than that, but Pokemon Anime Director at the moment, Matsamizu Hikada, said that Kadabra would not be used on a Pokemon trading card until an agreement was reached on the case, which they haven't. The last Kadabra card released was in the Skyreach e-reader set back in 2003. They even had to release a card that allows Abra to skip the evolution and evolve directly into Alakazam. If we compare that date with the fact that Kadabra is able to evolve despite having an Everstone since the 4th generation, it doesn't add up, since Diamond and Pearl were released in 2007. But if you consider that Ruby and Sapphire had already been released and that they couldn't make any changes to them, it makes sense that they are indeed related somehow. What other reason could there be for this glitch not being fixed for 4 generations? Question number 9. Why Nidorina and Nidoqueen can't breed? The whole Nidoran male line can breed, but out of the female line, only Nidoran female can breed. So what exactly is the reason as to why Nidorina and Nidoqueen can't? This is another glitch that hasn't been fixed, but unlike Kadabras, this one exists since breeding was introduced back in Generation 2, so it can hardly be called a glitch. The YouTube channel Locksting and Noggin gives a really nice suggestion as to why this happens, link in the description, but I would still like to get a straight answer from Masuda. Question number 8. Why do you need Relicanth and Wailord to awake the Regi trio? As you are probably aware of, you need these 2 Pokemon to open the Regi chambers in Ruby and Sapphire as well as the remakes, and even in a specific order. But why? What is so special about these 2 to be the chosen ones to open their chambers? There are theories but nothing concrete. According to Bulbapedia, it might have something to do with the whole land and sea them that Ruby and Sapphire have going on, since Relicanth is based on the Coelacanth, a creature who is considered to be closely related to the ancestor of all land-living vertebrates despite living at the bottom of the ocean, and Wailord, who is based on the whale, a creature whose ancestor once lived on land but evolved to live in the ocean. I must say it does make some sense, but I want a concrete answer. Sometimes you can make anything make sense if you take a deep look into it. And while we are at it, why do you need to nickname Regice and make it hold an ice item to awake Regigigas in ORAS? Is it the father's favorite out of the 3, or is there a deeper meaning? Question number 7. What is up with the vacant unit in ORAS? On the 2nd floor of Mauville City, there are several apartments for rent, but out of all of them, there is a particular creepy one. If you approach any empty apartment, it just states that the unit is vacant and there is no reply when you press the intercom. But when you approach apartment 16, it says, "This unit is vacant. There is a great deal on the list." If you approach the intercom and press the button, only 3 dots appear. So, is it haunted or something? That reminds me, what exactly happened in the old chateau, or any of those creepy houses for that matter? Question number 6. What is the deal with the God Stand? There is an unattainable item inside the game's data from Generation 5 onwards called the God Stone. Reshiram awakens from the Light Stone, and Zekrom from the Dark Stone. Kyurem does not need any stone since it is already at the Gigant Champs ready to do battle. So what does this God Stone do? Is it for Kyurem or Arceus? Does it give Kyurem back its original form? Do we need to wait for Black and White remakes to find out? Question number 5. What is inside the GS Ball? I know you get Celebi when you place it in the shrine, but Celebi wasn't inside of it. It just arrives from the skies and engages you in battle. Kurt said that the ball was shaking as he was investigating, so is there a Pokemon inside of it? Was Celebi trying to save a Conrad or something? Did Celebi actually attack you, trying to recover that ball and ended up being captured by you instead? Too many questions, but no answers. Question number 4. What is the full story of Guzzlord's Ultra Wormhole? You are probably aware of the Ultra Wormhole where you can find Guzzlord called Ultra Ruins. That seems to be an apocalyptic howly city where Guzzlord is eating everything. According to the guy there, or girl, well, we'll assume he's a guy for simplicity's sake. Guzzlord have lived on that planet for quite some time, but their number seems to be decreasing. Probably running out of things to eat since their Pokédex entry states that they are constantly eating and that their droppings have never been found. The guy is wearing a weird suit because the air is too polluted and can be dangerous if you breathe without it for too much time. Something seems to have happened at the power plant, since he says that most power plant posters were burned and that adults seem to get upset each time he mentioned the power plant. He also mentions that they couldn't take Guzzlord to other planets because of their huge appetite, and that he decided to stay there just to stay with Guzzlord, or Mr. Glutton as he calls it. They weren't moving to another town or island, they moved to other planets. What exactly happened with Guzzlord and the power plant? I want to know, Masuda, or more like I need to know. Question number 3. What does Diglett actually look like? According to one of the games from Pokemon Mystery Dungeon, Diglett has feet. There was even a scene where 2 Magnemite helped Diglett to get to the other side of a cliff, but we couldn't see Diglett's actual feet or the rest of the body for that matter. He can even learn Slash despite we not being able to see any hands. What's up with that? Burmy got his non-cloak form revealed even though it has been around since Diamond and Pearl. But we have yet to see what Diglett actually looks like, and you can add Cubone to that list as well. Question number 2. What is wrong with the fathers? Putting aside the Hoenn games, we have no idea who our father is, or where he is, or if something happened to him. Why do they keep our fathers a secret in almost every single game? Is there something wrong with them? Did they die in that war that Lieutenant Surge speaks of? Are our parents divorced or something and our mother had to put the restraining order? Is he the leader of a criminal organization that wants to take over the world and she didn't want us to be raised by such a person, so in order to get away from him she had to fake her own death while she was pregnant and decided to give birth in secret? I think I might be overthinking it. Question number 1. What are the Abyssal Ruins talking about? There are some sunken ruins on the east side of Undella Town in Unova that can only be accessed with the use of dive, called Abyssal Ruins. It has 4 floors without wild Pokemon or trainers, and the map description says, an ancient tomb that is said to be the resting place of an ancient king. Inside there are several purple pillars across the 4 floors marked with mysterious symbols. These symbols can be transliterated into the letters of the Roman alphabet using the right cipher, and then we can get a message. But there are 4 of them in the last floor we don't know the meaning of. What are those weird symbols? We seem to only know the meaning of one of them. This symbol is speculated to stand for Harmonia. the last name of N and Getsis, because it's represented using Sinsolin's documents by the same amount of dots in each language. 5 characters in Japanese and Korean, 8 in English, French and Italian, and 7 in Spanish. The other 3 symbols are all represented using Sinsolin's documents by 4 dots in the Japanese and Korean versions, 5 dots in the English and Italian versions, 7 in the French version, and 4 in the Spanish version. There aren't any theories as to what these symbols stand for, but it doesn't seem to be any known Pokemon's name because the number of letters in the Spanish and English versions are different, and the only Pokemon who has a different name in Spanish is Type Null, who is called Código Cero. Well, that is all for this video, guys. Do you have any questions you would like to ask Masuda? Let me know in the comments. Please give this video a like, and it would be awesome if you share it with your friends. Be sure to subscribe if you haven't. See you guys in the next video.